Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Holler with me, Herd37. So we're down here in South America, and as I said in the last episode, we had a flight going from Buenos Aires over to Sao Paulo, and then Sao Paulo back. So in this episode, we'll go to Sao Paulo, hopefully, and in the next one, we'll go Sao Paulo back to Buenos Aires. And I think it just regenerated, generated some new jobs. So I'm not sure if there's more. No, that's right. I didn't create a base at Sao Paulo. There's just the one. Yeah, that's right. Just the one. Alright, so we'll go over here and jump on our plane. Because we didn't get to fly to Buenos Aires either. I've got scenery for both. I've got the scenery for the airport in Buenos Aires, and then we have Mega Airport Sao Paulo. Or is it Mega Sao Paulo X, I think, from Paulo Ricardo, just like the Rio de Janeiro. And then TropicalSim's the actual airport there. So it's exactly like Rio de Janeiro, using Paulo Ricardo scenery along with the actual airport from TropicalSim on both. Alright. SAEZ is where we're at. So I gotta pay $2,000 to move over there. Like I was that far. It's like 900 some miles. Oh, actually, we're in TTPP. Alright, so we'll move this on over. Ah, geez, that's way too much fuel. We're gonna have to offload a bunch of that. It's about 1,000 miles all considered, so I'll put in just a little bit. A little bit extra. So I'm gonna pay for that, but it pays really good, so. And we got tons of money. Alright, so let's find out where this thing... I don't know if the cargoes are always big enough for us, so they do have 2 places for heavies, so hopefully 11 will be a lucky one. And we'll go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are. Had a little bit of a problem. Since I put this airport in the scenery library, but I didn't update Air Holler, because I don't update Air Holler, my scenery I should say, in Air Holler, because I don't have some of the stuff installed, so some will get taken away and stuff. So it put me actually in the middle of this building. So I started up through FSX, and FSX has me right here, really odd, and I can't slew myself to a different position because Air Holler will disable it. United, I can't remember that livery. I've seen it before, but I can't remember that. Delta, it looks like. That's not Delta. Well, maybe it is Delta. More American. There's some different planes here. The scenery is nothing special, as you can see. Nothing special. But better than stock. Alright. I think it's older as well. Beacon and nav are now on. Go down to our FMC here. Alright. SAEZ is Buenos Aires. And Sao Paulo, SBGR. Alright, we'll activate and execute that. Alright. Get the 0 fuel weight in there. Reserves, just 5. Request. Go over to departures and routes because we can do that while we're waiting. We're taking off on runway 17. I could not get wind direction here, but it looked like it was northward, so I'm just going to use that. PTA6A is the SID with transition at Dorvo. Execute that. We'll get that in a second. There's only 2 runways. Only one it looks like a long runway at Sao Paulo. I was kind of surprised about that. 9 left. Star is Euros 1A. Transition Nice. Alright. So 85, we're going to go to 29,000 feet. We'll go ahead and put that in, just so I don't forget. Surprised we're not going that high. We have a good bit of cargo, but not that much fuel. So I'm kind of surprised that we're only going to 29,000. It's not a hugely long flight, but still. There's not much city around. Do we really want to do a derate? We won't do a derate takeoff. Use flaps of 15. Again, I'm still not sure if that's what we're supposed to be using. Or if it should be 5. I'm not sure that it really truly matters. Trim of 5.75. It's 5. 5.5. That'll work. 176 is our V2 speed. Alright, we can go over to our legs and take a look at that. Do we have to move that one? It was nice, all of our transition and everything matched up perfectly with the route from Route Finder. Let's go over and find our approach speed. 180? Wow, we must be pretty heavy for even at that. 170. It's actually probably closer to what it will be. 6 miles, so I want to be at 180 there as well. It's at 210. That's a little fast for only 5 miles. I'll move it just down to 200. It might not be all that fast. Let's see what above that wants to be. 210. Alright, I accept that. So everything will be slower once we burn off some fuel. Alright, runway 17. Looks like it's just over to our right. Never been here before. Guessing that's it. Well, that can't be it. Is that it? I like that those cranes have tower or lights on. Alright. Go ahead and push back. Parking brake is off. Flight director is on. LNAV and VNAV. Brakes RTO. Go ahead and hit the traffic, see if there's anything there. Radio. The minimums? Oh, come on. Alright, let's reset. Real quick. Alright, everybody, I'm back. Got that stupid crash thing. There's that stuff on the ground, I guess. It's not there anymore. I think they moved this, didn't they? Yeah, they did move this. Not sure why it reset over here. We were over there. Yeah, we were right over in there. Kind of reset us in a different area. Come on, plane, you gotta turn for me. Come on, push back. Okay, I probably actually should have. Well, that's not a. It's the runway, not the taxiway. Kind of seems like we're a little bit close over here hitting that plane. Apparently, for some reason, it doesn't want to turn. I'll wait until the tires get a little closer to the grass. It's weird that the pushback turning. Alright, stop it there. This has not gotten off to the greatest of starts. But hopefully that'll end now. Let's go ahead and flaps to 15. And maybe we won't hit that plane. Over to our runway. Runway 17. Alright, slow down a little bit. too fast. I guess we can go up to the left. I'm not sure exactly where the runway. I think the runway does come up over here. I can't remember. I think there might only be one that you can actually take off on. It's well, take off and land. It's long enough. I'm not 100% sure. I think Sao Paulo was like that. Or at least it looked it when I was in FlightSim Commander looking at some stuff. Don't know where it is. Is this still on up? Is it right over here? Yeah, there it is. I see the runway signs now. Now, I don't know if we want to go all the way to the end or not. We could enter here, or we can go on down. I'm gonna go on down. Though I think it's more than long enough. But just to make sure, how crappy would it be, everything I've gone through to get it started up, to not be able to get it up there. Although, like I say, it should be no problem. Taxi light on, I forgot, and I just now remembered. Always gotta forget something. In my views, I love these views, just moving around. I actually have head movement turned off in the EZDok as well. I don't know why it continues to move. Obviously it doesn't have the rumble effect and stuff. That's taking that off work, but it's still move around in the plane. Alright. You see nobody? Nobody's come up on TCAS either. Landing lights and strobe are on. Just go ahead and enter to the runway.
Approaching 17.
That is true. We are approaching 17. On 17 now.
On runway 17.
Let me get my view over here so I can find out, get lined up a little better. Alright. We are all trimmed up, the flaps are set, brakes are RTO. Looks like everything is good to go. I actually set it to 171, so I think we're up by 1 degree. Lining up I mean, let's go ahead and go for it. Shall we? Alright, Toga. We'll be gone from Buenos Aires. Headed for Sao Paulo. Come on, old girl. Runway doesn't seem that long now, does it? Hell's bells. Get to rotate already.
Rotate. V2.
Starting to get a little worried. Positive brake, gear up. Glad we went to the very end. Also glad we didn't do a derated takeoff. That was kind of worrisome. and flying. Some people ask me why I hit autopilot so early all the time. And it's because so we can take a look at the scenery outside. That's truly why we do it. Should be doing it right now because we haven't seen this scenery before, especially. I don't know if that's all stock or I would imagine just the airport is included with the scenery. Don't know about all that. I wish we would have been taking off towards it. I mean, I'd like to have seen Buenos Aires. We are turning back to the left up ahead, but I think we're going to be too far away to really see it. Well, they say Buenos Aires is a major city, then it just stops. It's nothing, just grass everywhere. Alright, must be pretty daggone heavy, actually. Flaps are getting... I'm gonna go ahead and hit it to 5. Don't know if it'll go up yet because of the speed. Damage the flaps. I can't remember, is Buenos Aires, I can't remember if it's on the ocean or not. Take the flaps to 1. I was thinking it wasn't, but it looks an awful lot like it is. And I've been looking at a bunch of South American cities lately. They're all just kind of blending together in my brain. Oh, so she wants to go to 260. She needs the flaps up. We're 5,600 feet. I'm going to go ahead and switch this taxi light off. Come on. Yeah, we're going to be too far away to see Buenos Aires. Ooh, maybe it was sometime when we're going to be flying in here. And we'll be flying in from this way, so actually, I'll plan that. To see the wind is really more of a crosswind, isn't it? Yeah, it's more of a crosswind. So I'll choose that runway. We'll come in on that runway. So we'll come in and see maybe a little bit of the city, at least on the landing or something. And replay of the landing. I'll be a little too concentrated on the actual landing. On to Sao Paulo. Hopefully this thing runs well. I set the scenery to dense for both. Sao Paulo is a massive city. It's like one of the biggest cities in the southern hemisphere or something. So, and with that scenery, it's got thousands and thousands of buildings. So it'll be pretty hard to run. So I turned it down to dense. And then you got the airport on top of that, and the 777, and the weather. So it all combined is a little difficult. But we should be alright at dense. That's what I'm thinking. So I'll wait. Speed it up till we get to 10,000. Turn off the landing lights. We'll see how we're gonna get there. Can't have that much fuel. There's no way when we land, right? Because I took out so much fuel. It just seems excessive. We're only gonna use. I don't understand. Shouldn't have that much fuel. That's why we're gonna land so heavy. Alright, well anyway, 1811, so just over 2 hours till we get there. Look up this range. 80. Alright, burn off some fuel, please. Oh my goodness. Alright, because we usually land at like, I think our last landing was like 143. I just don't understand why we had so much fuel. I took a bunch out. I don't know. I just put in enough to go a couple hundred extra miles. I don't get it. But whatever. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up, everybody. Be right back. Alright everybody, I'm slowing it down here. I switched this thing over to controlling the vertical speed because it started to get off track here. We went over 1,000 above the glide slope. And then we got over 2,000 above the glide slope. Turn the lane lights and everything on. I'm going to turn this back over to VNAV and get rid of the speed brake now. We're a little fast because of all this. So I'll leave it extended a little bit, not the whole way. We're getting close. We are actually going around, as you can see, Sao Paulo. This way we come in from the start. Alright, starting to increase the thrust, so let me get this off. There we go. It's armed. Let's check out our landing speed now. 173. 173. I know, I'm pretty sure I know why we're so heavy with the fuel, and that's because I ended up having to start this thing through FSX and not air hauler, so air hauler did not set the weight, the fuel weight and everything. That's why we're extremely heavy. Technically don't even have the right cargo weight. Nothing I can really do about that. Alright, we'll stay here at 9,000. Although we need to be at 6,200 here in a minute. I don't like having to dive down. But that's the wrong... Okay, so 2 we need to be around 7,000. Then it goes 9,000. That's very odd. And we're also supposed to be at 210, not 250. I need to get my flaps out. This is my bad, I'm a little slow. That speed brake and have to try and get it down. I got a little slow myself. Frame rate's really dropping. All these clouds. If there was less clouds, it'd look a lot better. Frame rate wise. Take a look outside. Outskirts of the city, I guess. Why are you climbing? You need to be at 9,000 feet. You're at 9,200. There's no reason to climb any at all. Go 210 to 80, 185. I'm going to slow that one down. There we go. I got that slasher on 6,200. The other problem is I can't get the flaps. I can't put out any more flaps at this point. I would go from 5 to 15. Our lights are on. Auto brakes are set to 2. Speed brake is armed. I'm gonna move it to 3. I'm a little afraid. Want that extra stopping power. I really would like to get my flaps out right now to 15. Could always slow it down a little bit more. To damage the flaps, but it seems like we don't have that much time. So how am I going to get it from 5 to 30 in this amount of time? Putting them to 15. Are you kidding me? What is this thing doing? Yeah, drag required because the engines are... I mean, are you kidding me right now? What in the world was that about? And now we're freaking high? Some great management there by the daggone thing. I had to retract the flaps back to 5 as well. Still over 600 feet high. We're about to be turned into the daggone runway. We gotta get these flaps out. Feet high. Dropping the gear. We need the extra drag. We're supposed to be going down to 185. I don't understand this thing's problem. I'm about to grab those auto throttles and turn them off. Flaps to 20. Sorry we can't look at any of the great scenery because daggone plane. We're supposed to be at 173 in here in a second. Unbelievable, this thing. I don't have enough hands to deal with all this. Drag required. Well, maybe we should not have the engines going so high, huh? Jesus. We're 270 feet high off the glide slope. $300 feet above the glide slope. She's coming down. The speed isn't really coming down. We're about to have to go around at this point. You know, maybe had the plane not been revving its engines when it should have been at idle. Load relief, so they're not coming down all the way yet. Alright, we're going around. Thanks, plane. Here, coming up. Alright, auto-throttles. I hate you, auto-throttles. I seriously hate you. Do not operate correctly. Just totally screwed me. Alright. Unreal. This to 200. Man, that was some freaking BS right there. This thing is speeding up when the throttle should be idle and everything. It's just ridiculous. Unreal. So now we gotta go around. Freaking mountains around here. See, I don't know what our altitude should be now. So I'm not following the exact, obviously the go around. Alright. Runway's at 7,000 feet? How can the runway be at 7,000 feet? Can that be right? I mean, I know that's Sao Paulo may be high. Okay, so now we're gonna descend. I thought the auto throttles were armed. Might have accidentally disengaged them when I thought I had engaged them. Alright. Blast back out.
2,500.
Alright, I don't even know where we are now. This is ridiculous. This episode has gone just ridiculous. Alright, we need to get back over to here. So let's go ahead and turn. What I'm confused about is the altitude of the runway seriously 7,000 feet? I mean, are we not... I may have not clicked it. Now I'm all flustered. Now I'm just making all kinds of mistakes. SBGR. So we need to come back through. Yeah, I messed up with the auto throttles. I guess I never hit it. Okay, now we're about 10 knots high. Good lord. slow it to 190. Anytime you want to slow down plane, that's fine with me. You're just 30 knots higher than what you're supposed to be, but you know. Oh man, when we came on descent, we got too high, and it was too fast. It's gotten ridiculous. I mean, this plane has screwed up before with the speech, but not this bad. And this got me all flustered. We're 100 feet high. I really doubt that the runway is 7,000 feet because we're 8,000 feet and it's got to be more than 1,000 below us. Yeah, and then it goes down to 5,000. I don't know about this. Okay, now you're dropping below what I said. God bless America. What in the hell? I'm gonna take the throttles now for good. This is ridiculous. Just getting that. I just move them a little bit and it gets me that insane thrust. Not what I wanted. We need to get a little further out before we can turn around. We may have to get down like 3,000 feet or so. Because I don't trust that the runway is at 7,000 feet. I wish I had another computer that I could use right beside me so I could check that out. Altitude thing isn't working. We're 200 feet too high. I think I'm gonna let it go down to 7,000 because I think the runway is more towards 5,000 at most. I think we can still use the ILS though. Not for sure. But it does have the runway as the next waypoint, so we still have that. Wow, I was totally flustered. Get my shit straight. It would help too if I could actually see something other than clouds. Afraid we're gonna be too high. .094 is the heading for the runway. What am I doing? Do that on the legs page. See, now it's got 230 at the run, so it is climbing above it. And there's so many things to monitor now that I'm doing this all by myself. Clouds, you aren't helping anything. My God. Alright, so we're actually going to turn a little before it, but that'll actually be good. I literally cannot see a thing. Here's the airport right up here. So I'm gonna have it turn a little bit more. Hold it right here. Laps are going to 25. So we're actually 20 miles away from the freaking airport. I thought we were like 10. I'm trying to increase it. Hello. And it gets all sensitive and everything. Gonna have it swing out a little more. I'd rather be coming in a little better. A little better angle. Just please go to 5,500 and just stay, please. I've got too many things on my plate as it is. I'm gonna pull the gear up and get the flaps up. We're too far out to be. Terrible, just terrible. I know we're getting low because now the nose is coming up. Because we didn't stop at 5,500 feet, that's why. Can't wait till I can get this thing off autopilot. I feel like I can fly it a little bit better that way. Sometimes a ton of automation is not that helpful. Especially when you're freaking out like me. Oh my God. This episode has gone horrible. We must have gone way out and around a lot further than I thought we had. It was like literally when I thought we turned, I thought we were about 10 miles out. That's why I dropped the gear. Not 20 miles out. That looks like it's about 5 miles from that leg. Go down to 5,000. I really thought the runway was going to be over here.
2500.
So I don't think we can use it, can we? No. I'm not sure if you have to be on LNAV and VNAV to then use them or not. To make it worse, we're on 9 left. The 9 right you cannot land on. Autopilot, you're off. Out of here. Bye-bye. Alright. Flaps to 30. Need to increase our speed a little bit. We're right here. This has been an unbelievably horrible flight, folks. Unbelievable. I think we need to get down a little bit. Speed brake's still at 3, or auto brake's still at 3. Speed brake is still armed. Maybe I can salvage this. And again, maybe not. We're right on the glide slope. Little thrust needed.
1000.
Approaching 09 left.
Still need some speed. Come on, speed. It's so sensitive though, especially going up. See, I get popped up at the end every time like that. I don't know why that happens to me.
100. Sync rate. Sync rate. 10.
Well, what did you expect after all that horribleness? Ah, man. If anyone knows, like where I said popped up, how is it that we always get popped up right at the very end, right before we're gonna... Just seems like a few thousand feet away from the runway, we always get popped up in the air for some reason. I don't know why that is. I should title this episode How Not to Fly. This was just terrible. The plane screwed me up to begin with, and then I got all flustered. Alright, now we gotta find out where the hell to park. Oh, maybe we should just use ground. This airport is not as big as I thought it would be. We got 2 planes standing over here. Blast for the gates. Landing lights off. Strobe off. Outer brakes off. Correct the flaps. Turn these flight directors off. Man, this was. I'm so glad this is over. Alright. Go on and get out of here. I have to use instant replay for the landing. I didn't record. I didn't even think about it. I was so flustered. Good lord. Those planes must be parked there. I thought they were on the taxiway. But no, they are parked. Is this not a huge airport? They've got one big runway, a really small one on 9 right. I shouldn't say really small, but a lot smaller than 9 left. It looks like there's, you know, these trains are building stuff, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like the airport is as big as I would have thought it. Oh, what a flight. Yeah, I think I'll title it "How Not to Fly." It should have been a quick, easy flight, really. See the frame rate, 19. That's actually pretty good. Third-party weather, third-party plane, 2 sets of third-party textures, the airport and the surrounding area. It's actually pretty good. Kind of surprised it's that high, to be quite honest. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of construction at this airport. And the surrounding area as well. Not even sure where the other end of the airport is. I'm surprised as well that it gave us damage, although we probably did hit the stall speed as we floated down. Ah, man. Gotta do better than this, though. This is just horribleness. Where in the world is Progressive Taxi going? Is it cutting clear over there? Did we need to go to the furthest gate away? Although, yes, that's what FSX does all the time. You know, we couldn't park over here or anything. It's not necessarily going to take us to where heavies park. It's just going to take us to wherever. Is it parking us right? No, it goes around to the right some more. Right, then left, then right, then left. Why are we going clear over here? It literally is taking us to the farthest point in the airport. And that's where air hauler is going to put us when we come back out. Although we are coming in from the other direction, so that's alright. This is a little weird. Sand on the runway. Maybe this is where the actually where the cargo planes go, which is more correct because there's no jetways around here. So maybe that is what it's doing, because it is a third-party airport. I don't think the stock FSX ones take it to cargo. We don't have to go to the one it says. Let's go over here. All right. I gotta say, I'm really glad this flight is over. This was terrible. Oh, the approach, everything was just went wrong. But I still don't, I'll have to watch this. Why the plane was accelerating when it should have been decelerating and all that other crap. It got off glide slope, and then we were back on it after I got it squared away. And then it got high again. I don't understand. Alright, anyway, let's go over and check it out. Alright, here we are. It says 7%. That's a bunch of bull. We couldn't have come down that hard. I'll watch it again from the cockpit view to see our speed. But could it really have been 7%? I mean, these were good paying jobs, and now we're going to lose money on them. Unreal. Unreal. What's new, huh? Jeez. 7%? Really? Alright, air hauler. You gotta get going. There we go. Alright, Sao Paulo. Back is gonna be 491 grand. We're gonna need it. I'll tell you that. Alright, so Sao Paulo, actually, that's why it didn't look that long. 9 right is still 9,800 feet. It's just that that's looked a lot longer. That's why. It makes sense that it would have 2 runways. Sao Paulo is a big, gotta be have a bunch of traffic and everything. A bunch of heavies. Go back to Buenos. See, actually, that one is actually over 10,000. Both of those. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed a lot more than I enjoyed trying to land. That was ridiculous. Gotta do better than that. But I'll see you guys on the next flight.